Hi guys. So it's very hot, so I apologize if you can hear the fan, but I cannot go fanless right now. It is super hot. Um, but today something important happened, so I wanted to vlog about it, and yeah. I feel bad when I make videos, like low quality videos like this, because it's like people subscribe to my channel after I make a really good high quality video, and then it's like they see this and it's just like meh. But that's what it's like on Shalom. You get a little bit of me and a little bit of information, so I don't know if that's worth it to you. Keep subscribing or stay subscribed. Anyway, so today was my last psychiatrist appointment with my current / old psychiatrist, which is weird to say, and it was just really, I felt that it was important that I vlog about it, so I'm making this little recovery vlog. So if you know anything about my personal recovery story, my psychiatrist makes me really anxious, usually because I have intrusive thoughts about him, although lately he hasn't been making me that anxious before appointments. Appointments with him haven't been making me that anxious because probably because I've been seeing him every 2 weeks instead of a month, because I haven't seen my psychologist. It's just a long story. But today was my last appointment with him. And I wasn't very anxious going into it, like I haven't been, but I was even less anxious this time. When I first got there, we started talking about moving. So, because I'm moving in like 2 days, you guys. 2 days. And I'm really upset about it. But I haven't really been expressing my emotions about it. And I didn't in this appointment either because I didn't want to cry and ruin it. You'll notice a pattern that in this video, I tried not to cry so many times during that appointment because it's just so sad. But I didn't want to ruin the appointment, so I didn't cry. I told him that I was upset about moving, and we just talked about moving and stuff like that. And then I did an exposure with him, which I've been doing lately. I wasn't sure if I was going to do an exposure with him on this appointment, but I did. And it was fairly hard, but it wasn't that. It was medium. It was medium. But then afterwards, we decided to do an exposure where I would just say something and I'd have to sit with it. The fact that I said it after like the appointment. Basically, we've been working on this thought that I have. I don't know if I want to share it or not, to be honest. I don't think I will. But I said like the hardest part of that thought, and then it was really anxiety provoking at first. And there was a part where I wanted to cry, but I didn't because I don't know. I didn't want to ruin the appointment, as I said. But yeah, it was really hard at first. Then I had brought cake because I asked him if I could bring cake, and I brought cake. So we got out the cake. Like basically after we did that exposure, he was like, "Let's have some cake." I was like, "Alrighty." So we had the cake, and while we were eating the cake, well, first of all, he was like, "This is the best cake ever. I can't believe it's vegan." Well, he didn't say that, but he said that he really liked the flavors of the cake. It was passion fruit and coconut, and he was like, "Oh, I forget what he said. He was like, "Oh, that's my favorite flavors," and he was like, "Are you a passion fruit person?" Because he's always saying goobery things like that. Yeah, this is where I have a lot of notes. Basically, he was very real with me. I noticed, like, instead of like banter like we usually have, he was very real and very like truthful, and he's always truthful, but I mean just very real, you know. And he asked me, well, he mentioned how successful I've been in the past few years that I've known him. And I was kind of dismissive because I didn't want to cry. But he was totally right. Like, I've done so much, like, crazy stuff. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously making this channel. Like, I mean, to them it's probably a big step because I was very, like, shy before when they met me. I can't talk right now, it's so hot. But no, I was very shy when they met me, but I had already been making videos before I knew them, so it's really not that big of a deal for me, but I still think that making the channel and sharing all that I've shared on the internet was pretty big, and that's a big success. Also, obviously, just beating OCD and doing exposures and working so hard What else have I done? I don't know. A lot of stuff. But like in the moment I was just like, no, not really. But I don't know. I kind of agree with him, but I didn't wanna cry, like I said. This is and then he asked me what made me work so hard on recovery, and I basically just said that I'm very compliant, like, and that's true, because, like, when you get shipped to a mental hospital, that's what I said, when you get shipped to a mental hospital, you just do whatever everybody tells you to do, but he said that he did not remember me that way, and I think what he was referring to was the kosher kitchen incident that I will tell on this channel someday, but not today, where basically I was very upset because they were trying to make me do something I didn't want to do, and I felt it was against my beliefs. And that's what I told them, was that if I'm strongly against it, I won't do it, but for the most part, if someone tells me to do something for my mental health, and they're a therapist or a psychiatrist or whatever, I'll do it. But I did not believe the kosher kitchen incident had anything to do with my mental health. I thought it had everything to do with my religion. Still kind of believe that, but... we also talked about how I felt they could do better with their religiosity treatments at the program I was in. Well, I didn't really tell him why exactly, but I just feel like they tell people a lot of times to do stuff that's blasphemous to their faith, and I just think that's ridiculous. And I was even reading in a workbook the other day that they can't really do that. They're not supposed to. But the thing is, they don't believe it's blasphemous. They just think we're having OCD, and that's the big issue. That's what made me so upset in the kosher kitchen incident and so many other incidents. Not that many, but enough to leave the mark that I'm not a compliant person, apparently. At the end of the appointment, he said, "I feel inclined to hug you goodbye, but I feel like it would be an exposure." Yes, those are like his actual words. I feel inclined to give you a hug. What about, can I give you a hug? This guy is, I feel like he's from the 1920s or something. He's obviously a time traveler. But anyway, who says that? But he asked if he could give me a hug, basically. And I told him, I want to give you a hug too, but I feel like it'd be an exposure because, I mean, lately I've been trying to hug people because, I don't know, hugs are nice. And I've just kind of made it a goal to hug people goodbye. But, yeah, he was like, how hard would it be? And I was like, probably pretty hard, but I could habituate really fast. And then he was like, okay, let's hug. And then we hugged, and then and I didn't feel anxious, like, at all. It just felt normal. Like, it didn't, I don't know, it felt normal. And I was happy about that, but also kind of surprised. Because I mean, I just feel kind of almost silly because, I mean, I always imagined, not always imagined, but I've been thinking the past few weeks, like, I want to hug him goodbye, how am I going to do that? Like, I'll be so anxious. I was thinking about how anxious I would be, but then I wasn't anxious at all, so I feel kind of silly about worrying about that. But I'm really, really sad, though, about leaving him because he was just amazing and, like, exactly what, I'm gonna cry, oh my, okay. He was just, like, exactly what I needed, and even though at first, actually, the first time I met him, I forgot to tell him the story, but the first time I met him, I liked him because he actually smiled, and the last psychiatrist I had in the last program I was in never smiled. So I met him, and he was like, hi, I'm Dr. blah blah blah, and I'm the psychiatrist, and then I was like, I like him because he smiles. And then later, he upset me really bad, and I hated him for most of, not hated him, but I didn't like him for most of my stay at that program. And then after the program, I started getting to know him in our appointments. I was like, okay, he's a pretty cool guy. But yeah, that's when I realized, like, he's actually amazing and exactly what I needed. But I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna ruin this day by crying. Okay, so that's basically all I had to say. I actually have a video about him coming up soon because I'm gonna cry, you guys. I'm embarrassed. I've cried before, but not about something stupid like this. But I have a video coming out about him and all the gooberish things he says. And I actually never told him about that video, but I'll probably email it to him or someone in the program, and they can pass it along to him. because I think he would like it. If not, he'd be like, I don't remember saying these things. But he did say them, it's true. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I don't feel like not vlogging, but I feel like I have to because, well, I'm going to start crying, 1, and 2, I have nothing more to say. Like, ever since I was diagnosed with OCD, I just always felt like there wasn't a way out. And then I went into that program, and I realized that there is. And I wouldn't be who I am today if I had not gone there. And I'm sorry for crying. But it's just moving and everything. It's like I'm leaving these people who I love. And I'm so upset about it. But I already have an appointment with a new psychologist. And a new, he's not a psychiatrist, but he's like a nurse who can prescribe medicine, so I'm going to see him. And, yeah. And there was one more thing I remembered I wanted to say, and it's probably going to make me cry more, but it's like today I lost a doctor, but he always said that I can, like, contact him and stuff, so it kind of feels like I'm just gaining a friend. Because I'll definitely be in contact with him and everyone there, because, oh my god, I'm crying. I just need to go, but I'll definitely be in contact with them because, I mean, I just love them to pieces. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for being such a hot mess. Like, literally, I'm hot and I'm a mess. But, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, so many tears. I don't like it. I don't like it.